Hey, I'm Lyndall, and welcome to Monday Mindfulness Expanded. This week's affirmation and thought pattern are: I trust myself, my inner knowing guides my decisions even when others disagree. So let's dive in. If any of you have experienced trauma and betrayal in your life, which is most people, right? After a betrayal, we don't just stop trusting people. We stop trusting our own radar that let them in. Self-trust can fraction not because we failed, but because we were taught to doubt our own knowing in the moment that we needed it most. Healing just isn't learning to trust others again. It's learning to believe in yourself when you say, this doesn't feel right, or it doesn't sit right with me. The thing is, we can mix up our fear with our intuition. And fear is the voice of the past trying to protect you, whereas our intuition is the voice of your soul and it's guiding you forward. And if we really sit into that, we can understand and know the difference. When we work in that space of fear, we find that it contracts, it panics, and it catastrophizes. We have those negative thoughts that keep coming through our mind over and over and jumping to the worst case scenario. Our intuition always stays calm. It's clear, it's consistent, even when the message is uncomfortable. So how do we learn to override our inner knowing? How does that happen to us? Why is it natural for us to do that? And from an early age, we're constantly rewarded for being agreeable, not for being different, not for being aligned, for being one of the family, for fitting in, to being normal, being what that family's dynamic calls normal. And when your identity is shaped by survival, by people pleasing, then we look to what's safe for us rather than what self-knowing or self-discovery. The key thing here is the moment you start to ask yourself, who am I? You're already undoing all the conditioning and the patterning that told you that you needed to be someone else. And I know from myself that every single time I've trusted my intuition, it didn't always feel good, but it always turned out to be right. Because ignoring your intuition doesn't silence it. It just delays the lesson. And the moments I trusted myself, I was met with peace. And, when I didn't, I was met with the pain. I think too, for me, growing up as a different sort of child, growing up with intuitive abilities that didn't always fit in, you tend to betray yourself for fear of disappointing others. Because other people's opinions can be so loud in our heads. And especially when we haven't claimed our own power and we don't really know who we are. So when you're strong in yourself, what other people are saying to you, and when you're feeling it doesn't really stick, it doesn't really resonate for you, know that they're also coming from a good place, but they're also coming from a place of their own conditioning and their patterning and their own belief systems, which are largely driven by their family. So trusting yourself takes a bit of honoring who you are. And honoring the real you, the soul aligned you. So this week, if you're up for the challenge, I want you to pay attention to where your intuition is telling you something that is contradictory to what you're hearing. Ask yourself, where do you feel it in your body? What are the words that don't align with your soul message? And if this resonated, come find me on Instagram at I'm Stepping Into Me. I'd love to hear what insights you discovered. See you next week.